All right, thank you for staying with us. Joining us is a seasoned serial entrepreneur in both public and private sector with a strategic marketing communication background with almost 25 years experience in brand building architecture, the founder and group CEO of Alexia Group of Companies. Welcome, Dr. Abisoye Fagade. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
It's good to have you.
Good morning.
Morning, Toby.
Right.
Morning, everyone talk. How are you guys doing?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, we had a conversation earlier talking about a hot topic, and we'd like to get your perspective. I know you were listening in on the conversation, and you heard our callers also join the conversation about the lady whose ex is, threatening her marriage. Yes, they work in the same office, the same department, and she's seeking help. What should she do? And then we had a guest, almost the last guest, I think, who said that he also tried or tested his ex to see if she was being genuine in terms of her relationship with her husband. But let's get your perspective on both fronts.
Perspective as a CEO.
What do you think?
Okay. First, I would ask the lady, why would she want to resign? Because somebody's making attempts. You have an HR. First thing is, when you want the person, please, I'm married, and you are sincere about it, can you please stop? And he doesn't stop. Make an official complaint to the HR. I'm under this kind of pressure, and I think you should address it. And I think the HR should be able to address that particular issue calmly and resolve it. And if the guy still persists, who will go? You know who will go already. The guy would have to leave.
Yeah.
So the lady does not have to resign.
Yeah.
But if she's still interested, and she's still tagging the guy along, she's got a problem. So, and as the husband, what the husband would say is, leave that company. Why would you want to leave somewhere you're earning money?
Exactly.
At this time when there's no job anywhere? So that's just my own view.
All right, let's come back to the business of the day. I looked through your profile and I see you wear so many hats, and you excelled, or you're excelling in all of them. That's what one would say. And I'm wondering how you were able to, wear these hats successfully and keep the tempo and keep going in your career in all fronts that you have dabbled into.
Well, thank you. I think more importantly in my life, I believe in just creating an enabling environment for things to strive.
Okay.
I particularly believe that there's nothing impossible if you create an opportunity and people benefit from it. Let's say, for example, there's an opportunity in oil and gas, and I have the relationship to start a company in oil and gas, of which I do right now. I don't have to be a professional person in oil and gas. All I need to do is recruit people, have the management skill to manage them, and they bring their professionalism into play. So that's how I've been able to do it. And shockingly, 2-3 years ago, I realized that after COVID, I realized that commodity is what is reigning. Well, I don't have anything that I'm selling. And I started off a bakery. And today, I think I have 2 bakeries in Ibadan. And it's alarming how much money is being generated from making just bread alone.
It's a staple.
It's amazing. So that's what has been keeping me going. I'm not a baker. I've never done bakery before in my life, but I know how to structure things. I know how to turn things around. I know how to I know how to do scalable businesses. So why can't I just do that in every aspect and create more jobs, create more enabling environments? And that's how I've been able to survive till date.
So I love what you hinged your principle on, which is in solving problems and in providing a platform for more employment for people.
More
and
the
it is
merrier.
something, yes, it's something that I talk about, something I'm passionate about. But I would like you to give us a bit more meat. People watching the show will look at you and think, oh, he's successful. Why won't he branch into something and be successful? What was it starting out in business before you tested the waters, before those network that you had built were able to help nurture the growth that you now have. How was it starting business? Did you have capital? Did you leverage your parental support financially?
Okay.
How was it?
I'll take you way back. Well, it depends on what you call success anyway. I don't think I'm successful yet. I'm still on the path of success.
Yeah.
So
Well.
I would say we are still trying to survive and successful. Well, I don't have a very rich parent. My father was a banker, my mom was a teacher. And I grew up in an average home those days when your father buys a 504 and everybody would say, when you do a housewarming and you call Sonny and all, I'm called musician. I started off my career with D United Foods, Indomie, as just a brand support manager. And then I traveled 36 states of this country in a bus and all this mascot. So I was selling on the street with Indomie. You know, we made Indomie popular in those days in late 90s and early 2000s. So I was going from state to state, shouting Indomie noodles, Indomie noodles.
No, that's marketing.
Well, it's not. It's direct marketing, and
Right.
it's
No, he's
not.
talking about, oh, okay.
It's
No,
not.
but
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Right, you get-
whatever. So, oh, sorry. Oh, I forgot that. So I went to about 36 states of this country by road, doing all those touch points. Yeah, doing all those touch points and marketing a brand. And at that point in time, it wasn't funny. It was just a young man trying to make ends meet. And I realized that I'm actually cut for marketing. So I joined the brand team. From that brand team, I left the company to join another company, which was a telecoms company. I worked with them for about that 6, 7, 8 months. Then I now joined a global agency. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the name at that time. So I joined the agency at that time. And I left that agency in 2009 as an associate director. Because I told my boss, I said, this is a niche market. Can we create something? He was like, no, why should we start creating companies? But there's money in this. Because when I go out, people don't know whether I'm doing experiential marketing or I'm doing pure advertising.
Right.
He was like, no, please, let's just keep it that way. I was like, okay, it's an opportunity. So I branched out at that time. At that time, I had just less than 10 million. And I wanted a fancy, if I knew what I know now then, I won't open an office. I got an office, did my office good, you know, like I spent all the money. And the first job I got from a particular company, a multinational company, was about 150 million.
Wow.
Because we were so creative. It was good, but it was a bad thing also. The only thing they gave us was a sheet of paper they call LPO. And why was this young man going to get 150 million from? No bank was willing to give me money. So I had to start running around, you know. My first job as a CEO was successful, but as a CEO, I was a failure. Because I wasn't looking at the financial aspect of it, I was just looking at the creative aspect of it.
Right.
So we did the job. It was one Christmas tree at that time. Some company did it. So it was really rough, raising money. We did that. More jobs came. From there, we got invited to Tanzania to come do some creative job for the same global company. I went there. I ran into more trouble because of finances. Then I realized that I need to go and learn finance for non-financial people. So I had to go back to school. Not school, really, but like go back to learn those things. So there was no money available. I had to keep trying. And the kind of person that I don't believe failure is a bad thing.
No, it's not.
I enjoy failing. Once I fail forward.
Yeah.
I keep failing forward.
Yeah.
I keep failing. So up to this point, I keep trying new things because I feel that it's the only way you can keep yourself going. And I work better under pressure. I feel that it's only when you have challenges that you can strive.
Right, right.
Okay.
And when you solve that, you feel, it's not like what you guys were talking about earlier on. When men start toasting women, they feel energized. The moment they get them, they feel relaxed. So once I get one business stable,
You
I want
give
that.
another one
Once
to
another. Yeah, Toby, go ahead.
I see that you've been a consultant to different governors at one point or the other.
yeah.
Well, my question would be, you know, sometimes they say that you can't get into some rooms if you don't get into politics or if you don't know somebody in power, right? But I see that even before that, you've done a lot of other things, you know, that now maybe properly positioned you for that space. So how was that journey like?
Well, maybe because of my background as an agency person, I believe so much in relationship, and I nurture it. I would die for my relationship. I would keep my relationship. It's very difficult for me to make friends. It's even more difficult for me to lose my friends. So, so I manage relationship a lot, and I keep my friends closer. And I know that we all have one fault or the other, so I keep managing people. In managing people, it's only your friends that can give you business. People need to know you first before they give you business. So in doing that, a lot of people come with a lot of different kind of proposal. And we've done great things for states, even at the national level. State like Kwara State, we did their logo, and some other things like that. So I feel relationship is key in everything that you do.
All right, Mrs. Fash.
Okay. Thank you so much. I went through your profile. I thought it was huge. Listening to you now, I'm like, how come you look so young?
But I'm young.
Right.
I'm 50
Okay.
now. So.
Okay.
Eh?
You're-
Stop now.
Okay, so
I'm less than 40, right?
No,
That's good. That's a compliment. Thank you.
okay, so I work in the school space, and I know that we have issues with the boy child. We just feel like boys don't like to push themselves. I mean, if you put a boy and a girl on a task, the girl will might shine like 80% faster than the boy. So we feel like girls can multitask, girls are expressive, girls are everywhere. And I'm listening to you, I'm asking myself, were you like that when you were in school? Were you one of the top 5? So that parents and people who are listening would know that it doesn't start and end at getting first position. How did you manage your school stage, and what gave you that push into, because you're everywhere. Yeah, they tell us the left brain can only do one thing, boys can only do one thing, but you are everywhere. You've defied that fact.
Am I allowed to lie?
Yeah.
Because my daughter might be watching. So. Anyway, I'm not like a 1 to 5 kind of person in class, but I'm very broad-minded. I see things from different angles, and which is why I would say that our educational system in this country has actually failed. Because if you leave somebody like me just in class alone, I would never excel unless we belong. So I'm not an academician. I'm a practical person. So that is where some place where the government also need to focus. We need to change our curriculum and all of that stuff. So talking about girl child being more expressive, and I think it has to do with some family values.
Okay.
These days we have a lot of women that are doing good things and they're pushing, and you guys are always in our faces. Ha! You are always in our faces. Like, and you know, a lot of people react to what they see more. When you see women doing, even if you're not doing great, you make us feel that you're doing great things, and you're more, men are calmer. Our style is different. If you see a man that is doing half of what you ladies are doing, say it's vain.
Yeah.
So we are not allowed to be expressive, which is understandable. But if you have a man and a woman at home, which is why God created in that way, there has to be some sort of balance.
Balance, yes.
When you don't have that balance, that's when you see that prominence. And you have more girl child now than male child. You are training the girls and forgetting that they're supposed to be getting married to.
Yes, I see.
All right.
Please, let me
Let's quickly, before you come in, let's quickly look into the situation on the ground now. Many businesses, SMEs are crying. They are weeping as we speak.
We are.
We are.
We are.
In fact, if you look at, you hear Manufacturers Association talking about some businesses saying that they will leave the country if, you know, care is not taken. I am wondering that in spite of all of the challenges, you've been able to thrive successfully, one would say that. And what do you think that SMEs, business owners, can do at this point to manage their businesses and still thrive despite how the environment, the economy is? What can they do from your wealth of experience?
Well, first and foremost, you need to realize that companies are going consign. There are going to be ups, there are going to be down. So when you have the ups, there's nobody you're sharing it with. When you have the downs, you also need to know how to manage those two. At this point in time, our country is going through a phase of some sort of economical restructuring. And things like this are bound to happen. And for a country that has been plagued with corruption, inefficiency. Don't let me stop at that.
Thank you.
A month, two is not enough to structure. We have to go through this phase. And there's a time the business owner should start thinking out of the box. Yeah. Right now, I'll give you an example at my agency. Instead of increasing salary, one of my agencies, we asked them to stop coming to work every day. Work twice from home, come 3 times a week, and the salary still remain the same for now until we. So you need to think of creative way of keeping your people and solving your problems. All of us are concerned for a country that has been, whether we like it or not, this country has been surviving and running on corruption.
Yeah.
But now that is not happening, we all need to make sure that at least we still remain in business.
Yes.
Till things get better. If you have to cut down on your staff, please do. For example, now I'll tell you that not working from the office has reduced our diesel consumption by almost half. That money is coming back to the company. It's coming back to the agency. Now we are trying to talk to the internet people to say, guys, days that we don't use the internet, can we have some sort of arrangement? It's okay, we can do data buying. So if you start buying data, those 2 days are out of. So you have to continuously think. And you can't think alone as a CEO. Ask your gate man, ask your driver, ask your ideas can come from anywhere. The country is hard, people are making money. During COVID, I can tell you a number of my friends that made billions of naira just working from home. So we are not getting out of this situation in another 1-2 months. So what are you doing as a business owner to make sure that your business you're still in business? You're not, it's everybody, it's not just only you.
Yeah.
And in no time we'll be out of this because I think the government is taking the right decision, the right steps to the right direction. But we need to go through that phase first. Before all this, your ornaments, your glasses look this beautiful. They went through fire.
Of course.
This is our own fire.
Yes,
polishing us.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll take you back into business. And the reason is whenever I talk to, they say success leaves clues. And if you can understand how someone achieved something, then you're able to replicate it. One of the things that you mentioned was, I think that, from my assumption, is that working in a formal place helped to prepare you a bit for business, a lot for business. What would you say, and you've mentioned one of the key things that shocked you, which is finance for a business owner. What other thing do you think entrepreneurs need to know before going into business, before scaling up their business? That's one. And two, how come your office is in Ibadan, and how has that affected?
I just said bakery in Ibadan. My offices are here in Lagos. My bakery is in Ibadan. Well, first thing you need to know as an entrepreneur is that if you're starting, you're going into a terrain that you have never been to before. You need to constantly keep learning. You have to keep learning and unlearn. Learn and unlearn. And most importantly, you need to be able to research and do a lot of work knowing the sector you're going into. And as an entrepreneur, it's not going to be bed of roses as you go along. There'll be days when you have to cry. And once you are done crying, go back and face those people. We are winning. Every war you have to fight, win or lose, is from here, between your ears. If you can win those wars in your head, you continue fighting. That's when people say that you have strong head. It's not strong head. It's a mental decision that you have taken. That,
Yeah.
No matter what happens. You can see that everywhere, even with our politics. You have to, it's not strong head, it's a decision you have made in your heart. That no matter what comes my way, I'm facing this and I'm just facing it.
All right. Can you ask the question in
2
30 seconds or 2 seconds? Yes.
So I answer in 1 second.
Yes, because our time is running fast.
I'm just thinking, what's the next phase for you? Because you seem to have been there, done that.
Yes, adding to that, would you want to serve in the public space? Yes, I know that last 2022, you gone for the gubernatorial seat of Oyo State and all of it. But
I don't have all these experiences just to keep to myself. Yeah. I want to be able to serve and turn things around for this country, and I can't do that from the outside. I can only do that when I'm inside and I'm in position of authority to actually show what I can do. I know I can do a lot better than what we have right now.
Okay, and we can only wish you the very best as
Amazing
it
being
is.
amongst you guys.
Keep pushing.
Have you changed the price of your break?
Well,
Anyway, we need to wrap things
You don't want to say that word. You have, because we know what bread is saying now.
We must thank you, Dr. Abisoye Fagade, for your time.
thank you very much.
Thank you
very
so much.
I appreciate
Right.
that.